G'day, Malcolm. Haven't seen you for a while. Oh, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Yeah, yeah, just farming stuff. Just farming stuff, you know. Same old story, mate, with me. Just farming stuff, yeah. Now, last time I saw you, which was only a week or two back, wasn't it, mate? Yeah. I was interviewed by the local school kids, mate. Yeah, they were interviewing sort of old boys from the school and old girls for that matter, you know, to tell their story, mate. And they came round with the principal, you know, we had a chat. Well, we got talking about my college days, mate. Mate. Yeah, I went to college, mate, I did. Yeah, I went to agricultural college. Yeah. And the college was in the city, in the big city, you know, and well, mate, it was an experience for the first time going to the city, mate, yeah. Tell you what, they're a weird mob in that city, mate, I can tell you. Yeah, yeah. Weird mob. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah? Well, the first thing I noticed when I got there, mate, was it never gets dark. Oh, no. Oh, no, mate, never gets dark. It's always like when the sun's going down, mate, you know, but it hasn't gone down altogether, you know. It's sort of not dark, but it's not light, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's always like that, mate. There's so many lights on, street lights, house lights, and lights everywhere, mate, you know. Never gets dark. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you something else, mate. It never gets quiet. Can you believe it? Yeah? Can you believe it? Never gets quiet. There's cars going up and down the road all the time. There's them trucks with their beep beep noise when they go backwards, mate. Yeah, and there's people walking around, talking. All hours of the night, mate. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, mate. Yeah. Now, mate, on the farm, if I hear a car, mate, somebody's coming to visit me. So, mate, it took a while to get some decent, nice sleep, I can tell you. Every time I heard a car, I'm sort of bouncing out of bed, thinking, geez, someone's coming to visit me. But they weren't, mate. It was just people driving around. Yeah, yeah. But they're a weird mob in that city, mate, I can tell you. Yeah. Now, they do some funny things. I was, I don't know, it was about mid-morning, I suppose, about 7 o'clock in the morning, you know. And I'm sort of out, and you see these people, and they're dressed in these clothes that look about, 2 or 3 times too big for them. They call them tracky ducks. Yeah, don't know what that means, mate, but that's what they call them, and they're baggy, mate. They're real baggy. You know? Looks like hand-me-down from your sort of big brother, you know, and they don't fit, mate, you know. And then there's other ones that get up in a real tight outfit. It's like they sort of spray painted the clothes on, mate. I'll tell you what, mate. That doesn't leave much to the imagination, I can tell you. Oh, no, mate. Yeah. Yeah. All the bits and bobs are bulging, mate, I can tell you. Mate, yeah. Yeah. Now, what these people do, mate, is they run around the streets, mate. For no apparent reason, mate. They call it jogging. And these people are joggers. And they're bouncing along. They're not running, they're not walking. They're sort of, you know, with a horse you'd call it cantering, mate, you know. They're just going along. They've got things in their ears and some sort of music-making device hanging around them. And here they are, mid-morning, 7 o'clock, and they're jogging. Mate, I told you see some funny sights in that city, mate. The other funny thing that they do is they get their dog, mate, and they tie a bit of rope to the bugger, and they drag the poor thing out, and they walk around the streets with it, dragging the poor old dog. I don't know. It's a funny sight, mate, you know. God, could you imagine me tying a bit of rope to poor old Bruce and dragging her around the paddock, mate? Yeah, mate. Geez, they do some funny things down there. And I tell you what, mate, they're also a bit weird. A bit weird. Now, back then, I was going through my rebellious period. You know, what you do when you're a young bloke? You sort of start to rebel a bit, you know. Anyway, I sort of grew the hair long, you know. Wore them psychedelic shirts, mate, you know. Them flared jeans, mate. You know. And anyway, I'm at college, you know. Only been there a week or two. Now I'm driving a hotted up Ford Zephyr, mate. Yeah, hotted up Ford Zephyr. On the bad old bus, mate, you know. Had extractors and twin carbs on the bugger, you know. Had a wing on the back, came off a ex-wife Allen, yeah. Some wide wheels, steel wheels, but wide wheels on it, mate, you know. Oh, some lights on the front, mate, it looked the business. Had 4 on the floor, mate. Yeah, I converted it from, took off the old 4 on the tree, you know, and put it on the floor. Bucket seats, I forget what I got them out of. Yeah. Oh, mate, you know, she was a beast, mate. Yeah, I can tell you. And anyway, I'm driving along, and the gear stick went all funny. It like dropped down, and it was all off out of skew with, and you know the car's vibrating a bit. And anyway, I had a bit of a gander underneath the bugger, and well, mate, you know, the gearbox cross member had broken, mate, just broken away, you know. Broken in half sort of thing, you know. So I struggled it back to the student accommodation where I'm staying, and that Kevin, Pants Man Kevin, or formerly Pants Man Kevin, he was going to the college at the same time, you know. He had a hotted up EH Holden, mate, you know. And anyway, he gave me a hand, and we jacked the bugger up, and we got the cross member off, and he gave me a lift. Industrial area, we found that, and we're sort of looking around, mate, and we find this sort of, you know, business that's got sort of welding, engineering, and fabrication sort of written on the big sign. So we're thinking, oh, that'll do, mate. Now, of course, I would have welded it back together myself if I was at home, even at that age. But that, or there was a blacksmith in town that would have welded it together for me. Now, I go into this welder, and we're standing there, and we put it on his counter and say, oh, you know, can you weld that back together for me, and put some extra bits of steel here, there. And I'm telling him all about what I'm thinking should be done. And he sort of looks at me, mate, and he said, what's it off? Now, me and Kevin are a bit taken aback by that. You know, what's he asking, what's it off for, you know? But we thought, oh, you know, maybe it's nothing, you know. But then, mate, after telling him what we wanted done, and we tell him it's off a Ford Zephyr, mate, weld it back together, no problem. And he sort of looks at us, mate, and he says, that won't work. That won't work, mate. Now, me and Kevin, we've never heard anything like this in our lives, mate. Some bloke telling us what will work and what won't work. I started to think he didn't want the work, mate, didn't want the job. He had too much work on or something, and he was trying to put us off. Why didn't he just say so? Oh, my goodness, we were taken aback, and we thought, all right, mate. And you know what else he said? He said, go buy a new one. Buy a new one? Buy a new one? Mate, we just didn't know what to say to that one. So anyway, we pick up me 2 bits of cross member, and we're about to walk out. And then he says, yeah, all right, I'll weld it back together for you, mate. So we bring it back. You know? But then, mate, how about this, mate? Then he says he can't guarantee it. Who asked him to guarantee it, mate? My goodness, these city people are weird, mate. So weird, mate, you know? Guarantee it. Who asked him to do that? Anyway, mate, he did weld it back together, mate, you know. we went back the next day and he put it back together. It was done a pretty good job of it, mate. In fact, if you go up the shed, the back shed, you know, the old Zephyr's still up there. Now, that's many a long year, mate, and that cross member's still there. Yeah, that won't work, mate. Mate. Yeah. I tell you what, going to college was also a bit of an experience, you know. That Kevin was trying to corrupt my morals, he was, mate, you know. Anyway, this college was in the city, mate, but it had a, what do they call it? An annex, they called it, you know, just another part of the bloody college. But it was in a country area, mate. That's where we done the prac. Now, practical, that means. And what we did, they shipped us off down there for a few months, and we sort of, you know, did some of the practical stuff, drive a tractor and, you know, all that practical stuff, you know. Anyway, we're down there, and that was Leeton, down south, mate, Leeton. Anyway, on a Saturday night, that Kevin gets the bright idea that he wants to, you know, get out and about, bit of nightlife. Now, I'm not keen on this, not keen at all. But, you know, I thought, oh, well, I'll go along, you know. And so a couple other blokes and Kevin hotted up E.H. Holden and hotted up Ford Zephyr, mate. We head to Griffith, mate. About an hour down the road, mate, you know. So we go down there, you know. Now, Griffith's one of these country towns where you park in the middle of the road. You know what I'm saying? You sort of drive down the two lanes and you go into the middle and park. Then you've got to walk across the road to get to the shops, you know. Now it's a Saturday night, and of course, there's no nightlife here. Kevin was fooling himself, mate, you know. Anyway, we drive in and park, and we get out, and they're sort of looking about. And next thing, there's two cop cars come along. Their lights are on, boopity-boopita. And they pull up, so we can't get out, you know. They pull up, they get out. Mate, they're not too friendly, mate. No, not too friendly. Jeez, what have we done, you know? Anyway, they get out, you know, come over and they sort of, you know, who are you blokes, you know? Well, Kevin, you know, he's always up for a bit of an argument, you know. So he sort of starts in, you know, oh, we're students from the, well, mate, he didn't get time to say anything more. No, didn't get time to say anything more. And the copper's sort of straight into him. Well, get the bloody hell back here. Get back to Leeton. Well, mate, you know. Now, Kevin was all up to give him some chat, but when I give him a push and shove, and we're out of there, mate. We don't want no trouble. So we just jump in the cars, and one of the cops moved his car, and we're out. We're gone, you know. Now, that wouldn't happen today either. Modern day, that wouldn't happen either, you know. So, yeah, that was my college days, mate. College days. I did graduate, sort of thing. Didn't learn all that much there because I grew up on a farm, but it was an experience, I suppose, mate, you know. And I grew out of my rebellious period, as you do. Anyway, mate, that was my college years anyway. All right, well, I better be on my way, mate. Let you get on with your filming here, mate, and I'll catch up with you another day.